Welcome back to BioMindscape. Today we are going to know about the PYQs of CUET. So here the question is the beetle used as a biocontrol agent for aphids and mosquito, that is option 1 trichoderm, option 2 dragonfly, option 3 ladybug bird, and fourth is option is silverfish. So we have to tell the correct answer. So here the correct answer is ladybird. Now why, we will discuss it later words. First I am going to directly tell the questions and answers, and then I'll directly tell you the solutions of each question. So starting with the second question, downstream processing is a method that is involved in option 1 identification, option 2 amplification, option 3 fermentation, and option 4 purification. So here the correct option is purification. Then next question is SMAC is a chemically diacetylmorphine, cocaine, or third and fourth. Here the correct option is first, that is diacetylmorphine. Then antibodies are secreted by which type of cell? We know that it is secreted by B cell. Let's see which option shows B cell. So here the correct option is the second option, that is B cell. Other option T cell, alpha cell, and B cell, they are antibodies are not secreted by the T, alpha, or B cells. So let's see the solutions of all the four first, and after that I'll discuss all other questions. So here the question is the beetle used a biocontrol agent for aphids and mosquito. So here the correct option is the ladybird. Why ladybird? Ladybird beetle feeds on the aphids, the Bacillus thuringiensis or the dragonfly, they also use this. But the ladybug, it is the correct beetle here. Then next question is the downstream processing method involved. So here the correct option for this question is purification. Why? Downstream process is separation and purification of the product after fermentation. The next question is SMAC is a chemically what? Diacetylmorphine. That is a diacetylmorphine, direct answer. Then antibodies are secreted by which type of cell? So the antibodies, we know that they are secreted by the beta cells. Beta cells mean the plasma cell. They are derived from the B lymphocytes. In sewage treatment, the flocs, they are the mass of the bacteria that are associated with the fungal filament. Match the list of the list 1 with the list 2. We have to match both the list. So here the statin, what is it matching with? The monoascus purpuris, that is the second here option. A will be matching with 3. Here we can see clotburster, it will the streptokinase, it will be matching with the streptococcus. Then Swiss cheese is propionine bacteria, and cyclosporin A is trichoderma polysporum. Then next question is which is not the correct match. We have to tell which one is not the correct match. So here the algae, that doesn't have methylase as a cell wall degrading enzyme. Other options are correct, like fungi is chitinous, plant are cellulose, and bacteria are lysosome. So here we have to arrange the transformation of the bacteria. So here the B, that is treatment with the divalent cation. Then A, that is the incubation on ice. Then heat shock, and is again on the ice, and then selection of the antibiotic plate. So this is the transformation of bacteria steps. So first option will be here 2, here B, that is the B, A, C, E, and D. So second option is correct here. Which statement is incorrect we have to tell in the next question. So ELISA is for antigen antibody and not the DNA separation. So that's in the gel electrophoresis. So this is incorrect. And recombination DNA technology does not does not involve isolation of the DNA fragment. So here option A and C, these are the two options that are incorrect. Other options are correct options. We have to tell which statements are true in this 10th question. So here we can see A, that is transgenic cow Rosie that produces protein rich milk for babies. This is true. Then second, B option and C option are incorrect, and D option, that is the transgenic animal, are used to study the gene function in a disease. So A and D is correct option. So here third option is true. Next question is, we have to match the transgene with the products. So here we all know that cry-AC, that is a cotton bollworm. So we have to see which option will show cry1AC to the cotton bollworm. So here we can see B is matching with 4, and alpha-1 antitrypsin, that is matching with, it is pairing with the treat emphysema. So this is the correct one. And cry-AB, that is a corn borer, that is the last, D will be matching with 2. So here we can see option 1 is correct, that is A is 3, B is 4. Then antisense RNA is the nematode resistance one, incognitia, that is the option here. Then next question is the genetic engineering approval committee. We have to expand GEAC, that is genetic engineering approval committee. Next is, when an insect feed on the BT plant, it dies due to which of the cause, that is alkaline pH of the gut, because of which the insect that is feeding on the BT plant, it dies. BT toxin become active in alkaline pH of the insect gut. Then we have to match the inter-species relationships here. So commensalism, what is commensalism here? One benefits and other is unaffected. Then mutualism, both are benefited, and amensalism, one is harm and other is unaffected. Whereas parasitism, one benefit at expense of the other, that is the parasitism. Here the matching is second one, second option is correct. Then population with the same number of young and mature ones, here it is stable population. Then question 16 is, how closely related species can coexist by violating competitive exclusion, that is by resource partition. Then mineralization by microorganism helps in releasing what? The option 1 is correct, that is inorganic nutrition from the detritus and formation of the humus. In which ecosystem is biomass of the primary consumer greater than the producer, that is C. The fourth option, that is C. Oceanic ecosystem often show the inverted pyramid of biomass. Then we have to tell the correct with respect to the decomposition. So here we can see the first option, that is B and D. Decomposition is mainly aerobic and A is incorrect here. Option B and D are correct options. Then we have to match the concepts with explanation, like standing state, it is mineral nutrient in the soil. Secondary productivity is raised by consumers, and standing crop is mass of the living matter, and net primary productivity is available mass for the heterotrophs. What is not a sexual transmission disease, that is filariasis. So the second option is correct. Then question number 22, incorrect statement with respect to the medical termination of pregnancy. MTPs cannot be performed after 24 weeks. The third option is correct here, except in a very specific medical group. The statement is too broad. So we have to tell the match ARTs, that are the assisted reproductive technologies. So here the correct option is the option 4, that is standard matching. ICSI, that is sperm into ovule. IUT is embryo transfer, etc. So here the fourth option is correct. Which method of contraception is not meant for female? That third option, that is vasectomy. Then the option here 25th question is, Saheli pill was developed by Central Drug Research Institute, Lucknow. Next question is, which one of the following is not a characteristics of stable biological community? So here all the species are equally important in stable community, and in absence of any one, that can lead to the instability. So here the correct option is 3. In reality, communities have a keystone species and redundance. Not every species is equally critical. Now moving on to the next question in Rivet Popper hypothesis. The rivet signifies the species. This is a Paul-Ehrlich analog where each species is a rivet holding the ecosystem like aeroplane together. The scientists who proved that the species richness is directly correlated with the stability of a community was the David Tillman. Tillman's long-term experiments were on the grasslands plot demonstrated this. Now moving on to the next question. Here among the vertebrates, which one of the following species is most species are rich group? So here fishes, they are the most diverse vertebrates group, over 30,000 plus species. Then next question is, the following are the various hypotheses proposed in explaining the greatest biological diversity in tropic except. So here the answer for this question is the temperate region. The temperate region are subjected to the glaciation, but tropical latitude have remained relatively undistributed. So this statement is actually the true statement and is one of the accepted reason, climatic stability. The question asks for the one that is not a proposed hypothesis or incorrect in the context. So based on the need pattern, here the first option, one of the that fittest are accepted in many papers. So next question is cell present in the mature pollen grains. So the cell that are present in the mature pollen grains are the vegetative cell and the generative cell. Mature pollen grain is 2 cells or 3 cells, vegetative plus 1 or 2 male gametes. So the next question is, we have to match the list 1 with the list 2. So we have 2 lists here. The filiform apparatus that guides the pollen tube in the synergid. So we have to see the option that shows the filiform apparatus that is pairing with the guided pollen tubes in the synergid. So here the A option that is pairing with the 3. So and tapetum is nourishing the pollen grains, and exine, it is made up of the pollen, and funicle, they are attached to the ovules to the placenta. So here the second option is correct one. Now moving on to the next question. The primary endosperm nucleus is produced of the triple fusion. The second option is correct here. 1 male gamete and 2 polar nuclei. That is the 3 pen that is taking place. So in human, mammalian gland is divided into the 10 to 12 lobes is the answer here, the first option. Then sex in the human embryo is determined by X and Y chromosome of the sperm. The second option is correct. Now we have to arrange the stages of oogenesis in order. So here first is the oogonia, then the primary oocyte, then secondary oocyte, and then ova. So here the correct option is B, C, D, A. That is first the oogonia, primary oocyte, then secondary oocyte, and then ovum. Which one of the following pair of the contrasting trait was not studied in Mendel? That is the pink and white flowers, the first one. The pink, Mendel studied the red and white flowers in a pea, not the pink one. The next question is failure of the chromatids to segregate during the cell division cycle that result in the aneuploidy, that result into the abnormal chromosomes number, that is the Down syndrome. The next is select the correct match pair about the sickle cell anemia. So here the C and D's option is correct. The disease phenotype, that is sickle cell anemia, is HBS and HBS, whereas HBS and HBA, that is the carrier. The HBA is a carrier of disease, that is sickle cell traits. Now next question is, so here the question is about the scientist and the discovery. So scientist and discoveries is the correct option depend on the exact match. Like the Henkin is pairing with the X body, Griffith, the name of the scientist, and exact match the discoveries transformation in the bacteria, and gene mapping, genetic mapping is Sturtevant, and Sitton and Bovrin is chromosomal theory of inheritance. So here the correct option is this one, where Griffith is matching with transformation in bacteria, the Sitton and Bovrin is matching with the chromosomal theory of inheritance, and Henkin is matching with the X body. So this is the correct option. Now let's see the 41st question here, incorrect statement with respect to the nucleotide. I think the question is having some error. Now moving on to the 42. Yes, this is a drop question. Then 42 question, DNA fingerprinting sequences. The correct option for this is, first we have to tell the sequence of DNA fingerprinting. First is isolation of DNA, then digestion by the restriction endonuclease, and then bloating, and then hybridization with the label WNTR prop. So first is isolation of DNA, that is B. Then A, isolation, digestion, bloating or transfer, and then hybridization. So B, A, D, C, this is the correct sequence. So the correct option here is option 3. So now moving on to the next question, 43 question. Nucleosome is associated with 8 molecules of histone, 2 each, H2A, H2B, H3 and H4. Now Human Genome Project, observe, you have to tell the correct option here. All the statements are correct here. Then analogous structure are result of convergent evolution is the answer here. Analogous structure. Then which does not affect the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, that is the gene pool. It is a total set of gene. The equilibrium describes the gene pool in the absence of the other forces. Which primate was more likely an ape? We have to tell the 47th question here. It is asking which primate was more likely an ape. So that is the ape like Dryopithecus is the answer here. So this question is for the convergent evolution with the placental mammal versus the marsupial counterparts. We have to just match the pair. So first is here, we know that carnivorous bobcat, that is pairing with the Tasmania tiger cat. Now let's see which option shows B is 4. So we can see here B is 4. Then lemur is spotted cuscus, that is the C is pairing with 1, and the flying squirrel, that is pairing with the sugar glider, that is flying phalanger. So here D is pairing with 3, and A, that is insectivorous, that is pairing with anteater, that is pairing with the numbat. So here the A is pairing with the second option. So the correct option is option 1 for this question. Placenta mammal versus marsupial counterpart, that is, it is from the convergent evolution. Now let's see the next question. We have to identify the correct statement, incorrect statement. So incorrect statement here we can see, pneumonia is mainly caused by Streptococcus pneumonia bacteria, that is Haemophilus influenza virus, etc., not Salmonella typhi. So here the third option is incorrect. So correct option here we will mark D only, that is third. Other options are correct here. We can see the other option. So here the other option we can see what are the intestinal perforation and death may occur in several cases of typhoid infection. True. The common cold is caused by rhinovirus. Yes. Then lip and fingernails may turn grey or to bluish color in several cases of pneumonia. This is also a true. And pneumonia is not caused by the salmonella. Typhoid is caused by the salmonella. So we know that D only is the wrong option, and E, that is typhoid fever, it could be confirmed by the Vidal test. So this is the true. All the three, A, B, C and E are correct options. Now moving on to the next question. So this is the last question, 50th question. So here the cytokinin barrier, we have to tell it is matching with which of the example. Is it mucus coating? No. Tears from ears? No. Tears from ears is it a physical barrier? No. The mucus coating is a physical barrier. So B is pairing with 1. Now let's see which option is showing B is pairing with 1. Here we can see the option 3 and 4. These are the option from which we will select the correct answer. Now let's see A, that is cytokinin barrier. Is it pairing with the third option, phagocytosis? No. Then fourth, interferon. So we get the direct answer, that is cytokinin barrier is pairing with the interferon, and there is only your fourth option, that is pairing. A is 4, and we know that B is 1, that is physical barrier is mucus coating. So B is 1, A is 4. So here there is only one option that is showing A is 4 and B is 1, and C, that is cellular barrier, it is phagocytosis, and physiological barrier is the tears from the eyes, that is a physiological barrier. So here the correct option is option 4. Thanks for watching. Do like, share and subscribe BioMindscape, and stay tuned for upcoming videos.